Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, before I start the show, look, I've just got to do something, yeah? That's for all the Gooners down here in Los Angeles and also right across the West Coast, right? The time difference here is crazy, right? Well, I'm recording this show at the moment at 7:30 in the morning here in Los Angeles. In England, because I've been getting loads of messages from all my staff in England. In England right now, it's 3:30, right? So I was just working out, like for instance, they're a game at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock kickoff in England, 7 o'clock is what you've got to wake up here in LA. And then a lot of them, what they got to do is head from wherever they're living to get to a pub, like say, for instance, a Fox and Hounds, what they got here in Los Angeles, and watch the game. I have gained an enormous, I already knew it before because I've been here many a times and I've seen you guys in LA and across America and the times you watch games and across around the world actually. But being here, I've gained a greater respect because Transfer Day is coming out a bit late today, UK time, but actually, this will be more or less the sort of time I'll be doing it in the UK. I mean, the time difference is mad. But anyway, listen, we're here today and we're here to talk about transfers. And of course, right here, there's a lot of excitement in the city about the game that is happening on Wednesday. Arsenal taking on Barcelona. Saw a lot of Arsenal fans. I was down on Santa Monica Pier yesterday and a lot of Arsenal fans there and very excited about the game and very excited about what Arsenal are going to do. And also, everybody reminding themselves that this is a big test against Barcelona, probably a team that the sort of team will get in the Champions League. They've just won the title, of course, in Spain. First time they've done it for a few years, and they've got a very good side, Lewandowski and these type of players, Pedri. But it's very interesting because Arsenal have been linked with a couple of Barcelona players that they could possibly sign before the end of the transfer window. The one in particular that seems to be right at the top of the list, according to a lot of the rumours, is Ferran Torres. Now, it's been linked already during this summer. Sort of plays as he can play as a centre forward. He can play as a left sort of sided centre, sort of centre forward as well. He can play on the right hand side as well, but predominantly on the left is where he seems to do the best of his work. Of course, he worked with Mikel Arteta when Mikel Arteta was at Manchester City. He got the big move from Manchester City to Barcelona. £55 million they paid for him, but it just not worked out. He's not been terrible. He's been okay, but he's not hit the heights that they've wanted him to hit. And Barcelona are willing to sell him, and 90 Mins claim, the publication 90 Mins claim, that Arsenal are very, very interested in signing him. Now, this one's a really interesting one because Barcelona, they have to sell players before they can buy players. They have still got a lot of financial problems at Barcelona, hence why they've not been able to move for some of the really big names this summer. So they need to sell players and they want to get rid of Torres. However, Torres doesn't want to go. He wants to stay at Barcelona. And I think this is going to be one of those that's going to run and run and run until the end of the transfer window. Could end up staying, but could also end up leaving. Will Arsenal make a move for Ferran Torres? I look on it and I say to myself, again, he's going to be playing on the left-hand side mainly. That's where he's been playing for Barcelona. And we've got Martinelli down there. We've got Trossard down there. You know, I just don't see how it would make sense. It wouldn't be a cheap move. It wouldn't be as much as what Barcelona paid for him, but it wouldn't be a cheap move. But it would surprise me if Arsenal did move for him. But the rumours persist around Ferran Torres today. There's also another player, Raphinha, right? Now remember, and this one would make sense. Now remember, Raphinha, before he went to Barcelona, first team in for him when he was at Leeds was Arsenal. Mikel Arteta wanted to bring Raphinha in. There's a lot of people at the time saying, why? We've got Saka. Why are we outlaying so much money to try and bring Raphinha in? But Mikel Arteta wanted to bring Raphinha in Chelsea then, remember, came in, tried to hijack the whole deal, looked like he was going to be on his way to Chelsea, but he only wanted to go to Barcelona, and that's where he ended up going. He went to Barcelona, £55 million, big fee, has gone to Barcelona. Again, another player. He's done all right, you know, but he hasn't hit the heights of, you know, you saw him when he was at Leeds United. He was absolutely electric. Hasn't really hit those heights, but he's done all right. He's not been bad. He also does not want to leave Barcelona. He's been linked with a host of clubs, been very heavily linked with Arsenal. Everybody knows that Arsenal's sort of looking at a player that can cover that right-handed side. Barcelona may not be as willing to sell him, though, unless a big offer comes in. Gonna have to keep our eyes and see how this one develops. If any sort of deal for a player like Raphinha is going to be a late deal in the transfer window. And remember, we're moving towards, you know, the end of July, then we get into August. That's like the last month of the transfer window. And I think the window will kind of hot up again. And you never know, Arsenal could make a move back in for Raphinha. Your thoughts on it, actually? Would you try and move for a player like Raphinha when you've got a player like Saka? Would a player like Raphinha make sense? Of course, there's also the thing that Raphinha, he's not starting every game for Barcelona. Would he want to come to Arsenal and not start? He's not going to start ahead of Saka. Would he want to come and play that role? But interesting, Raphinha. Here's another one. Now, there's no direct links with this player. Let me just say this first, but this is just me personally saying this player would make sense. And he's available, and Barcelona want to get rid of him. Frank Kessie, the Ivory Coast international, 26 years old, so a good age, experienced player at Barcelona. He did all his good work when he was at Milan. He was brilliant there, and he got the big move to Barcelona. His contract came to an end, but it has not worked out for him at all at Barcelona. Now he's been linked with a big move back to Italian football, to Juventus. Juventus have said to put a proposal to Barcelona to loan him for 10 million with an option to buy him for 15 million. It's not all been agreed yet. There's been talk that some terms have been agreed, but it's not all been agreed yet. Is this not a player primed for a hijack? When we're talking about that defensive midfielder position, and the thing is about Frank Kessie is that he can play defensive midfield. He can also play attacking midfield. He's a very versatile player in that midfield area. Type of player, of course, that the manager loves. And as I said, when he was at Milan, brilliant. I know it's not worked out for him at Barcelona, but I think he's a very, very good player. He is also said to prefer a move to the Premier League rather than going back to Italy. As I said, at the moment, the favourites to sign him are Juventus, but he's also been linked with a move to Aston Villa, and he's been linked heavily with a move to Wolves. Come on, Arsenal. I mean, it would make perfect sense for me for Arsenal to go in and get a player as versatile as this and bring in. But I'd like to get your thoughts on it. Frank Kessie, he's probably going to go there, but I'd be like, come on, at that sort of money. Still lots of rumours today around about Mohammed Kudus, of course, of Ajax. We know that Arsenal have been really, really interested in him. There's been a lot of reports around today that he's agreed or he's close to an agreement on personal terms to make a move to Chelsea. Fees and all that haven't been agreed yet. Now, will Arsenal enter the race officially to try and get this one done? They've been apparently talking to his representatives over the past couple of weeks. Manchester United also now showing an interest. Remember, he played under Erik ten Hag when he was at Ajax. Where is he going to end up? Are Arsenal going to make a serious move for Kudus? I think, again, would be an excellent backup player to Saka, and he's versatile enough to play in other positions across that midfield area as well. But if Arsenal are going to make a move for him, they're going to have to get their skates on, because it does look like Chelsea are really pushing to get this deal done. So where does he end up? How serious are Arsenal about getting Kudus through the door at the Emirates Stadium? Again, I think there'll be a lot of developments on this, because Chelsea seemingly trying to push ahead to try and get this deal done. And we know he would love to come to the Premier League. So what are Arsenal going to do? And then finally, Balogun. Balogun today yesterday, should I say, was spotted training on his own. He wasn't training with all the team, and rumours started to fly around like, saying, listen, this is obvious proof that he's off, he's gone. You know what I mean? Why is he not training with the team? Now we know that Zinchenko also didn't train with the team, and we know that he's been sort of coming back from a slight injury. Around the Balogun thing, no news on that. Now there's a press conference today, which Mikel Arteta is doing. Hopefully I'm going to be in that, and if I'm in that, I'm going to try and ask the question: why didn't he train with the team? Is he okay? Will he figure in the game against Barcelona? But certainly, listen, all of the sort of evidence around it at the moment seems to point towards Balogun leaving the club. There's a lot of people suggesting that he didn't train with the team because they're trying to protect him away from any sort of injury. They're looking to get a big fee for him. We know that Inter Milan are really, really interested. Could be others involved in the mix as well. Maybe even a PSG or somebody. We've seen all the news yesterday around Mbappe. So they really don't want anything to happen to him. So speculation's been rife. Will he play against Barcelona? He didn't play in the last game, of course, against Manchester United. Starting to look like Balogun is on his way out at Arsenal. So those are the transfer rumours for today. Beautiful here this early in the morning in LA, because it's lovely, because it doesn't really get hot yet. It's still warm, but it doesn't get hot. I mean, yesterday it was blistering over here. I don't know how they're going to play that game on Wednesday. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of water breaks in that game because it's blistering hot, but it's beautiful over here. But listen, thanks for watching the show. I want to remind you about a very special show coming up tomorrow. We're going to be doing a special live transfer daily. It's also going to be featuring Curtis Shaw. So if you've got some questions for us around transfers, get those in to us in the comments. A special live transfer daily from over here in Los Angeles tomorrow. You do not want to miss that. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.